I've just bought an AGS scope. I've already got one, and when I was looking for another scope, a value for money budget scope, I immediately thought of the AGS again. The box is quite sturdy. It's not important when you want to use the scope, but if you're buying and receiving by post, you want the scope to get to you quite safely. There's an instruction leaflet for it, quite a few different pages, some pictures there, illustrations, so I need to have a good read through that. Maybe I don't. Piece of packing in the bottom. There's also a chart. There was one of these with the other AGS scope that I had, about the mil dot, about the range use. I'm sure it's quite useful. Again, I'll have a look at that later. And searching around, yes, I have found it. A pack of the silica gel. Just helps to keep the moisture away during postage or while it's being stored. 2 bits of foam with a hole inside to help support the scope inside the box. There is a supplied sunshade with it. Now, I don't use sunshades. I suppose on occasions it might prove useful, but it's one of those things that I personally don't use. But it is supplied with the scope, so that's a handy little feature. Wrapped up in a bag. Looks quite the same as my other scope, my other AGS. The one thing I have noticed, the flip up cover, it's see-through, it's clear, transparent. I don't know what you want to call it, but to me that's a small bonus. The other one as well, there appears to be some sort of protective film over it that needs peeling off before use. That's why there's looking like air bubbles and stuff there. It's not the cover itself, it's not the see-through part, it's protective cover that's over it. This has got an illuminated reticle, so that's one advantage for some. I personally again don't use these. I regard this more of a novelty item, although I do understand that people do find them very valuable. The magnification range, oh, now this is very stiff indeed. I just hope that this frees up with a bit of use. Very stiff. Well, the magnification range is from 3 up to 12. And although I normally use this on a fixed mag, normally about 9 up to 12 magnification, the stiff adjustable ring there doesn't really bother me, but it's something that I'm going to be wary of, that if it doesn't free up with a bit, oh, it's going a little bit better. I think that'll free up with a bit of use. Now let's have a look at the turret adjustments. Well, they seem positive enough. I can just hear them clicking away. I'll leave that at the set that I received it in. I'll comment on that when I start using this. But it's quite different to the other one I have. It's got the larger turrets that you adjust as they are. These have got the caps to cover them, so that's a little bit fiddly if you want to adjust while out in the field or at a club. You want to adjust something while you're using it, but I can't see that a problem for what I want. The length is about the same as my larger scope. I'll show you in a minute to compare it. For me, the important part is this focusing knob. The other one that I had was incredibly stiff. It was so stiff that I couldn't use it without a larger side wheel, and after quite a bit of use it's still so stiff I do need the side wheel permanently fitted. Now this is quite stiff, but I think that'll be at least usable. And these covers, they do come off. You don't need the flip up covers to be left in place. So far quite a nice little 3x12 44 scope. A few problems maybe, things are a little bit stiff, but I think over time I rather like this because the optical performance isn't a bad one. I just wonder if I can show the ret. The different settings. I wonder if I move magnification. Oh, that's a lot freer now. Much better. I don't think changing magnification will help to show you the ret. No, it doesn't really. But that's what the illuminated ret looks like. So, well, first impressions so far. A few little grumbles, but something I can use straight away without getting a side wheel. I'll fit this to my rifle and see how it performs. Just comparing this 3x12 44 scope against my 832x56 scope. It doesn't look all that much difference. Obviously the lens size, you can see a difference there, but the length itself, there's only a small amount in it, perhaps just over an inch. There we go, the two to compared.